He said explosive. I thought he was going to say follow that with diarrhea, but I was wrong.
You were probably almost right.
I'm Batman.
I know you mentioned politics. You did report at the White House. You were very close with Hillary Clinton. Do you think this is going to come into play, especially with the presidential year coming with the gun laws?
Well, on Nightly News, we just did a piece about gun laws and about, lawmakers calling for further gun control in light of this tragedy. But I think conversation is always good, and there's certainly a conversation going on now.
I am the highest version of myself. I'm the highest version of myself. I know I am that I am.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Godspeed Podcast. I am Joe Guy.
I am Don't Listen to Dan.
Well, that just makes so I can hear you better if I push the headphones down into my ears.
Don't listen to Dan.
Yeah, I saw you changed your handle there.
I did. I haven't been eating everything, so I figure why
That's
keep
good.
lying to people.
That's
Yeah.
good. Nice. You're drinking it still nasty shit, though. You're drinking nasty shit, though, still.
Bro, caffeine is the hardest drug to give up. For me.
It was hard. It was hard for me to give up, but I have self-discipline, so.
I've
That was it?
well, fuck you. First of all, I've gotten better at self-discipline.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. Nice,
Yeah.
bro. Congrats.
Well, this isn't a competition, so like you just
I
relax.
said congrats.
Relax.
I said congrats. What has anything to do with competition with me saying congrats?
I said relax. All right.
Relax. Congrats.
Heart attack.
So, Tampa Bay won their second playoff game. Woo!
They didn't.
Oh.
They didn't.
Oh.
Oh, we're doing a sports episode. So that being said,
No. This isn't a sports episode.
Oh,
We're not
damn it.
recording the sports episode yet. That's next week.
All right. Okay. That's fine. Had me all juiced up for some sports here.
Dude, literally 40 minutes from now, we're going to record it. Calm down. It's going to be okay.
Give me all
It's going to be okay.
Okay. Come on. So what are we talking about today?
All right, so
You need to go
today we're going to go to the movies.
Oh my God. You know how long? Do you know how long it's been since I've seen a movie?
No, I don't.
Dude, a year and a half since I've been to the movies.
Okay.
Year and a half.
It's longer
maybe?
than me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I actually the last one I saw was Beetlejuice 2 with my parents and
Okay.
family and stuff.
Did you like it?
No. When Michael Keaton was on screen, it was funny, but other than that, the movie sucked.
Yeah, movies suck now for the most part. It's very
They sure
like
do.
it's very rare to find something worth watching.
Yeah.
I know. Never mind.
I know.
I know. Wait. There is a show on Netflix. I know.
Are you
don't like,
malfunctioning?
I know you don't like Netflix. Well, I was gonna say, and then I thought wiser. So
No, I'm listening. The audience is listening. Not everything is for me.
there's a show on
Right.
Netflix. Now I'm brain farting.
I don't know shit about fuck, Marty.
That was good. That was a good one.
I heard the ending was awful for that.
I
Did you see the ending?
did. It's
I heard it was terrible, and I'm so happy I missed it.
still better than any of HBO's endings ever. So
I can't think of an HBO show that I've liked a lot.
Sopranos, Game of
I
Thrones.
couldn't. I couldn't get past 10 episodes of Sopranos. I was bored out of my mind. What was the second one you said besides Sopranos?
Game of Thrones.
Oh my god, that fucking ending was the worst ending ever made, and the TV show sucked from like season 4 on.
Deadwood.
Deadwood was good. That was HBO.
It was.
But I haven't seen the movie that they made because I stopped all that.
The movie was the ending because they didn't know they were gonna stop recording after the second.
Okay,
movie.
so I don't know if that ending was good.
Terrible.
Was it?
Dude, they haven't made a good ending to any TV show I think I've ever seen.
They've had shows that I liked, but I can't remember any show that I liked past a few seasons.
I mean,
Dead Like Me, was that HBO or Showtime?
I don't probably. I don't.
I like Dead Like Me. That's where the girl dies and she becomes a Grim Reaper.
Sopranos was probably the best ending that they've done.
That was awful ending too. I heard
it wasn't great. It was very. We'll let you decide what happens. Type of ending.
You know what show had the perfect ending? I'll give you two of them, and they're in the same universe.
Breaking Bad.
Well, there's one.
The Breaking Bad movie, which was a second ending, and
No,
was still better than.
But that was great too.
Dude.
That was fantastic ending too.
Yeah, I know.
Better Call Saul.
My mic, dude. You know what? What's
That ending was amazing too.
I did not like. For some reason, I couldn't stick to Better Call Saul.
Bro, you got to retry it,
dude. Like, I literally watched the first season. I think the first season was good, but like the second one, I just couldn't get into it, man. I don't know. Something about his brother and then the girl. I don't know, man. It's just fucking.
The brother starts slowly taking a back seat, and like the cartel gets back in on it. Gus comes back to the show. Like it gets good. The best cartel bad guy, if you include Breaking Bad too, is in Better Call Saul.
Speaking of cartels, they are now a terrorist group.
Good. They are.
Yeah, I mean, well, classified. Like we're not. Hopefully,
yeah.
Well, hopefully it's not for show, right? And they actually stick to what they say.
Yeah. So far,
we're counting on you, bud.
So far, all right. Let's get into this episode. We're going to the movies.
We're going to look at this debate from two angles. Tonight, part one, the questions the national media aren't asking. I don't need to go into a lot of details on the shooting because most every American is familiar with the basics. Police say 24-year-old James Holmes went into that theater in Aurora, Colorado. He was dressed in black, wearing a tactical helmet, vest, and leggings, as well as throat and groin protectors. Police say Holmes used an AR-15 assault rifle, a Remington shotgun, and a .40 caliber Glock handgun during that attack. And police say they found a second .40 caliber Glock inside of his car. The question being asked, how could he be allowed to buy those guns legally in Colorado? The question not being asked, how does an unemployed graduate student afford to buy them? Look, a decent AR-15 rifle costs $1,000 or more all by itself. The shotgun and the two handguns would easily run another $1,000 total. Spare mags, sights, slings, and so on, you're going to run another $1,000 across those three firearms. The bulletproof vest, that's easily another $800. And then you have all the money spent on bomb-making materials. Which brings us to our next question. As you know, police say that Holmes rigged his apartment with an incredibly complicated maze of firebombs. But on the day he was arrested, he immediately told police about the bombs. Why? So our second question, where did this graduate student in neuroscience learn how to make a series of bombs so complicated that the FBI took 2 days to figure out how to disarm them? One official said the intricacy of these bombs is something rarely seen outside of war zones. He had a tripwire set behind the door to kill anyone who opened it. And yet, after setting this intricate death trap, decides to warn police about it before someone's killed? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Neither does what police are saying about this being a lone wolf attack.
All the evidence we have, every single indicator is that this is all Mr. Holmes' activity and that he wasn't particularly aided by anyone else.
But is that true? Eyewitness reports from the scene indicate that Holmes got a phone call from someone inside the theater, and also that tear gas was thrown from more than one location.
He got a phone call, and most people, when they get phone calls in theaters, they go straight out into the lobby to answer it. This person went directly to the emergency exit. He had his foot propped open by the door, and from the crack, it looked like he was signaling somebody or looking for somebody to come his way.
As I was sitting down to get my seat, I noticed that a person came up to the front row, to the front right, sat down, and as credits were going, I noticed it seemed like he got a phone call. So he went out towards the emergency exit doorway, which I thought was unusual, to take a phone call.
So what you need to know is that there are so many questions about what really happened in Colorado. Questions we don't have answers to, and we may never have answers to. What is unfortunate is that instead of really digging into why this apartment would be rigged to kill, but then Holmes would then warn police and then lawyer up and not say anything else, where he got the funding and the firearms training, and these eyewitness reports that there was more than one person, instead of asking those questions, national media want to focus all their attention on why guns were legal in the first place. National media seems too busy playing the political game, not busy enough looking into what really happened. And that is Reality Check.
So we're obviously talking about Dark Knight Rises premiere in Colorado.
Good movie.
That was the worst of the three.
Wait, wasn't that the one with the Joker in it?
No, that was Dark Knight.
Oh, good movie.
Dark Knight. Good villain. The rest of the movie was kind of boring.
Yeah, you're right.
When Heath Ledger's on screen, it was good. So what have you heard about this, the whole theater thing, and then we'll keep going.
I don't remember what I heard. It's been a long time, obviously. I think he had his, supposedly had his hair dyed. I remember that being
dyed his hair, bright fucking pink.
Yeah, like something.
Bright orange.
But I did pick up on some stuff in that video, which makes me think some thoughts. And my thoughts that I thunk were...
you want to keep going?
He had amnesia about the shooting. That sounds slightly familiar to some
episode 9. Episode 8.
I don't have a telescopic memory like you. Where the killers. We talked about. Actually, maybe it wasn't on the spot.
MK Ultra.
Yeah, MK Ultra. So
we did that episode.
Okay, we did do it. I'm having amnesia about all these killers. Where people would forget, after they had committed horrific crimes. And I read that, or I listened to. I didn't read. I listened to that book by Thomas O'Neill about the Manson family, and how all these people were connected to MK Ultra, and usually after these weird murders that happen, people don't remember and or they have no not recollection, but they don't even, it doesn't even it's not in their character of anybody who knew them prior or things like that. So very, very strange.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one of the things that stood out. Also, did I see a government grant of $21,000 months before this? And they were wondering how he bought all those guns, and who just gets a weird $21,000 government grant? I mean, do we get more into that? Because that's a little weird.
I think we do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one-shooter theory loses even more credibility when a second gas mask is discovered. How is it possible that 12 people were killed and 58 were injured by a semi-automatic weapon that jammed?
He shot easily 60 or 70 rounds.
Then there's the official story given by the president himself concerning the blood path behind the theater. Obama claims that this wound spilled what appears to be buckets of blood. In the aftermath, the vulture media swoops in, misquoting Holmes' mother regarding the shooting, causing her to issue this statement.
I did not know anything about a shooting in Aurora at that time. He asked if I was Arlene Holmes and if my son was James Holmes, who lives in Aurora, Colorado. I answered, yes, you have the right person.
We just keep going. That wasn't a lot of info.
This video evidence should display the suspect or suspects entering the theater as well as the crimes committed. There are always several cameras inside and outside at a movie theater. However, this evidence has not yet been discussed and likely will not be used during the trial, although it could prove to be one of the most important pieces of evidence and answer several questions that have gone unanswered. When asked about this evidence and how James or the suspects entered the theater, authorities have simply ignored the question or stated that they do not have that information. Here's the proof.
With that, I will take a modest number of questions. We are not speculating on motive.
Chief, can you walk us through the timeline of this?
Okay, let's do one at a time. That is under investigation. I will tell you that his car was parked right outside the back door. That's not something we would discuss in this setting. One more question. Yes, sir.
We had a witness tell us that he saw a suspicious person in the front aisle that was lingering near the exit where the shooter came in. And I'm wondering if you looked into that, because you said you continue to be acted alone. So is that something you don't think played a part in allowing you to get in?
We have information as to what occurred in the theater based on the roughly 200 interviews that we have made, and we have ballistic evidence inside that suggests how the shooting went down, but we have so much investigation to do, and that's the kind of evidence for a prosecution, not for a discussion at this time.
Are there cameras on the evaluation of the shooter?
That door, you couldn't access that door from the outside. It has to be open from the inside.
We're not prepared to discuss any theories about how he got in there with the weapons, but we will tell you that his car was parked right outside the back door.
Are there cameras in those theaters? The entire thing lasted. You got 911 calls early at 12:39.
We know there are a lot of rounds fired very rapidly. We know we were there within about a minute and a half to 2 minutes from when we were called. Now, in an event like that, you know, we can surmise how much time it takes for someone in that traumatic event to call 911 and get through and dispatch to us. That will all be looked into. I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, folks.
This video has several...
So, when I first got into this, I actually did see a video where they showed the cameras in the theater, and Holmes wasn't on any of the footage at all. So, and also in that video that I can't fucking find, that's why we didn't record earlier, because I couldn't find the video, and I still couldn't find it. He's like dazed and confused outside the theater, standing out there. Like someone saw him like standing out there in like a daze while the shooting was happening. There was like eyewitnesses, yeah. But I couldn't find the fucking video, so strike that from the record, jury. Jeez. Alright, we'll keep going.
Serious aspects to it that are worth taking a look at in greater detail. Not only is the question about the security cameras avoided not once, but twice during the questioning, but the reactions of the FBI...
We don't know. We have ideas. From what we saw, he wasn't alone. He had someone with him because the second can of tear gas didn't come from his side. He was completely dressed in black, head to toe. From what we saw, it seemed like he had something over his face, probably to prevent him from breathing it in. And he, we can only assume that someone got him in because he was hit. Whatever he was wearing seemed thick. So I don't think he would really. I think he'd stand out in the crowd.
We still didn't know what was going on. I asked the cop what was happening, and he said that there was still someone that wasn't detained. And at that point in time, I had feared for my own life. Before that, I was worried. I wanted to help everyone else. I wanted to be there for everyone else. But at that point in time, I wanted to get out of there. I feared for my own life. As I see people go out, I hear screaming, and it's not just the normal, it's a fire, possible fire situation at all. So then we decided to get up. We go out, we see the cop with his gun across his chest. We go out, and the first thing we see is a 13, 14-year-old girl with a bullet wound in her leg, in her stomach, and probably her chest. And I think she was right there about to die. And I want to help her, and then I look over, and there's a group of about 300 people running away from the theater. And at this point in time, we know that we need to get out of there. So I look at her and we just leave. And we have to get out of there. And we go to our car. Somehow we were able to get to our car and leave the parking lot.
6 Adam, I need a marked car behind the theater, stable side. Got a suspect in a gas mask.
09, okay, we need cars south side, suspect in a gas mask.
11, hold the air 1 second. Cars with that white car in the rear of the lot, is that a suspect? Yes, we got rifles, gas mask. He's detained right now, I've got an open door going into the theater. Okay, hold that position, hold your suspect.
Great, Cruiser 49, all cars coming and set up a perimeter around the entire mall. Set up a perimeter around the entire mall. All cars do not need to go into the movie theater. Copy of units responding in, just set up the perimeter around the entire mall.
321, one of the shooters might be wearing a white and blue plaid shirt.
Copy, outstanding. Shooter possibly wearing a white and blue plaid shirt.
Let me go back quickly to Corbin Dates. Was there 1 or 2 people involved in this? I've heard that you believe there might have been 2, not just 1.
I couldn't speculate, but the way from what I saw prior before the gunman walking in acted out, it seemed like there was 2. But I couldn't speculate because I did not know what happened after that.
Did you tell someone? I think you told one of our producers that the person you saw going out of the theater to get and come back, whoever came back in, the one who went out had a goatee.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's correct, yeah. Prior to the movie even starting, when I came and got my seat at the theater, a guy walked in into the auditorium after me, sat into the very first right row, and got a phone call. I took a phone call towards the emergency exit, not the lobby, and had his foot propped open by the door. It seemed like he was making gestures of trying to find somebody or trying to have somebody come to his location to where he currently was. After that, I had already stepped out of the auditorium to bring my friend in, and when we came back, the movie was just starting, lights were dimming, and that door was being closed.
And you testified to all this in court?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Corbin Dates. I'm glad you got through it.
So, like 5 minutes after the guy comes running in and tells him that they're shooting out.
One difference between these people they're interviewing and the Sandy Hook episode and like, I don't know, we've done a bunch of these where we see these people getting interviewed, and you could tell they're just full of fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
But these people seem like they're being honest.
Like
you know what I mean?
Normal people, not rehearsed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he continues talking when the other guy's asking questions. He doesn't just stop. So then everybody can hear what he's saying. He's trying to fucking get it out. You know what I mean? Whereas if it was an actor, they have to get their fucking lines heard on the fucking news. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway. Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Let's keep going.
Okay.
You hear the alarm go off. It's a murder in the theater. Like, it's just going off. Murder in the theater. Murder in the theater. It's crazy that they got an alarm saying that there was a murder in the theater, you know? Nobody knows who it was. But,
How fucking weird is that? That they have an alarm that's saying murder in the theater, murder in the theater. What? Right? All right, let's let her finish talking.
Hold on. If my recollection serves me right,
You're so racist.
Didn't you used to work at a theater?
I'm joking. Yes.
Did you guys have?
Never.
You were a manager there, no? Or no?
Yeah, I ran that fucking place.
You ran that bitch. Okay. Did you ever have to like program your alarm codes, or did you have to dust the alarm? Did you know that there was a murder in a theater alarm?
The alarm had gone off before, and it was just a regular alarm. It did say murder in the theater.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe Aurora, Colorado is just overly prepared for murders in the theater. They know it's a potential it might happen, so they just happen to have an alarm that says murder in the theater. Just a thought.
What's going on in Aurora now?
I have no idea what's going on.
With all the Venezuelans. Is it Venezuelans?
Is that the same place?
Yeah, it's the same city. And then what's up the road? Columbine. Bro. And what's close to that? The Denver airport. We're doing an episode on that soon.
On the Denver airport? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All I know is... let me not say that.
No, say it.
I'm going to go visit Colorado at some point.
Okay.
I know they just had an assault weapons ban there.
Did they?
Yep.
That's good for Colorado.
Yeah. It's doing a lot for them, I think, maybe.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
All right, back to this. Let's let her finish.
But they had shotguns.
First came out after the smoke bomb. I went across the theater.
See, remember the other guy that was talking? Now watch this fucking guy.
Then the next two shots like hit the front row. It was almost like it hit the iron. It made like it was fireworks. And it hit the other side, and it was smoky, and it was smelling. We all thought that maybe it was a prank or something that went along with the movie.
This video is shit. I wish I got the regular video.
And then the barrage of shots started raining, clanging out, and all you can see is the dust from the smoke bomb or the spray, and just him shooting, and just this white light and this huge like boom, 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 and it went off 6 to 8 times.
So that dude's like supposedly shot, but he's waving his fucking arm around like it's perfectly fine.
That looked painful.
No pain at all.
Bro,
compared to the other guy that was talking, it's like night and day, dude.
I've never been shot.
Me either.
But I have broken a bone.
I'm not moving that bitch.
Bro, I can remember when I broke the 2 bones in my hand. Moving it. Like the the force behind moving your hand.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, you move it a little bit. It's like, ah! Yeah.
What do I know?
I don't know. I wasn't shot either, so I don't know. Let's visit Chicago together. Maybe we both get shot at the same time.
Southside, bitch. Sorry.
That was racist. It wasn't racist. All right.
You're throwing that around a lot.
Other suspected MK Ultra subjects, such as Ted Kaczynski, have all been associated with secretive government programs. A considerable amount of circumstantial evidence suggests that Theodore Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber, participated in CIA-sponsored MK Ultra experiments conducted at Harvard University from the fall of 1959 through the spring of 1962. Also, over the weekend, according to the Denver Post, Colorado's real-life shooting had imitated a training exercise at Parker Medical School the same day of the killing. According to the Post, the tragedy that played out in the Aurora movie theater was ironically paralleled as a classroom learning.
How fucked up is that? Same thing as 9/11. They did the exercise the same day. I think Randy's book too. They did an exercise too. A drill. And they told the kids it was a drill. Alright, let's keep going.
Losing all faith in humanity.
You write that song yourself?
Right now. Top
All right,
off the dome piece, bro.
Bro, it's going to go off the charts piece.
All right.
Okay.
Experience in a medical school in Parker the same day as the real one.
While the morning of this tragedy is public, the investigation into it is getting more secretive. A local judge has amended a gag order preventing authorities from releasing information on James Holmes, the 24-year-old suspect arrested in connection with the mass shooting. It now also applies to the place he studied, the University of Colorado, Denver. This comes after reports that Holmes sent a package containing a notebook with threatening messages to a professor at the school. On Monday, when he first appeared in court, the university received a suspicious package, but it would not confirm the contents nor its sender.
We got the guy, and he mailed us his entire manifesto.
You know what this sniffs like? Man, what's the guy's name that killed the CEO?
Yeah. For Luigi,
whatever.
Fuck
Mario, whatever. Fucking this guy. This dude. Fucking
King Bowser.
Super smart guy. Fucking valedictorian at his school.
Bro, he was super fucking smart. We're getting into that too.
Hold on. Was going to cross over into Canada, decided to stop and hang out at a McDonald's wearing the exact outfit with the manifesto, with the gun he used. Like, you're smart or you're not, bro. Like, you're fucking super smart, but you do really dumb shit.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
The math ain't mathin', dog.
And the problem is that people don't ask questions.
This is borderline Fauci trust the science bullshit. Just trust the science, man.
Trust that the shootings are happening and you have to give up your guns.
Just trust it. It all makes sense.
Trust us. Children are dying. People are dying when they're fucking not.
Well, I
think
some. I think
some.
Yeah, I think people died here, but
they did.
Maybe.
If they did.
Anyways, keep it going, man.
Keep it rolling.
That huge development in the Colorado movie theater shooting. Word now that suspect James Holmes may have mailed a notebook detailing his deadly plot to the University of Colorado. GMA weekend anchor Dan Harris has been following every development of this story. Joins us now from Aurora this morning. And good morning to you, Dan.
Josh, good morning to you. The investigation into the lethal plot allegedly hatched in the apartment building right behind me is heating up this morning with that disturbing new discovery. Overnight, while the windows at the apartment of suspect James Holmes were fixed up and people were allowed back into a place formerly rigged with booby traps, behind the scenes, investigators were busy analyzing a notebook believed to be written by Holmes, which ABC News has learned was mailed to the University of Colorado, where Holmes had been a student until dropping out last month. Fox News is reporting the spiral notebook was mailed to a psychiatrist at the university and that it contains, quote, full details about how he was going to kill people, drawings of what he was going to do in it, drawings and illustrations of the massacre.
They're going to start going through it, looking for pre-planning, motivation,
purchase of weapons.
One of the sources who spoke to Fox indicated the package arrived on campus on July 12th, more than a week before the massacre, but wasn't found until this past Monday during a search of the mailroom, raising questions about whether the massacre could have been avoided. Campus officials call that report inaccurate and say the package was delivered by the post office on the same day that it was found. Those officials are refusing to say whether Holmes was seeing a psychiatrist, although they insist they handled his case correctly all along.
To the best of our knowledge at this point, we did everything that we think we should have done.
Due to all of the evidence discussed, and the fact that Holmes is apparently not actually seen in the theater before or after the shooting, it is to my belief that someone else was in the theater doing the shooting, while Holmes waited outside in a trance or drug-induced state, waiting for police to arrive. The reason why Holmes began acting so strange just a few months before the attack is likely because this is when he began playing the role of the patsy, as evidence against him began being put into place to ensure that when the crime was committed, he could be painted as a killer by the media very easily, and all the details could simply fall into place. Details like his gun registration, weapons purchases, the booby-trapped apartment were all likely done prior by the CIA or the FBI. The notebook was put into play after his arrest, as he continues to be set up as the lone gunman guilty of the crime. The second person of interest, with the goatee, that was seen opening the emergency exit to the theater was likely his handler, who allowed the real shooter inside to commit the murders. Prior to the attack, Holmes was also apparently obsessed with the movie trailer he saw called Suffocator of Sins, in where a character similar to Batman is killed, but his role assumed by the person who finds him. This could also be reported as a ploy to make it seem more believable that he actually committed the crime, or as a publicity stunt by producer Diggity Dave.
Batman spin-off director questioned by James Holmes before...
Hold on.
Making dinner? Hold on, let me pause it. What did you say?
Are they involving Hollywood into this story?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the Dark Knight Rises premiere.
Yeah, I get that, but just because somebody's at the movie doesn't mean they're, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Does Jackie and your mom have all the pots and pans out that they need?
I don't hear nothing.
Okay.
Jackie's at work.
Oh.
What you cooking, Amy? Huh? Nothing? Oh. She's not cooking nothing.
I was wrong.
Joe says hi.
I heard a ruckus. Hello.
He heard a ruckus. He thought you were cooking something.
Shooting. Hi, I'm Stephanie Bauer for Holly Scoop. A Batman spin-off director, Diggity Dave, a former MTV star, claims the alleged shooter in the Aurora, Colorado movie theater massacre called him 2 times a month prior to the tragedy. According to the Batman director, the conversations happened in June and had to do with the specific details of his upcoming spin-off film called The Suffocator of Sins. The director tells KNX's 1070's Charles Feldman he kept pressing if I could give him more information on the story. He wanted to know how many people Batman kills. He wanted to know if it was selective killing. Does he make a list of people he wants to kill, or is it a mass body count?
James Holmes calls MTV star.
Yeah, I go, what's your name, man? And he said, my name is James Holmes.
Hit by rides, Diggity Dave claiming the suspected Colorado gunman called him twice, 1 month prior to the theater shooting, to discuss Dave's upcoming film, The Suffocator of Sins, a movie described as a sick and dark twist to the Batman movies.
The part where he opens fire, that Batman type figure, he wanted to know how many people does Batman kill.
Though he can't prove it, Dave tells KNX 1070 in Los Angeles, Holmes phoned him and that he was obsessed with violence.
And he was just like, man, that's the one thing that I'm disappointed. Like, it should have been a bigger gun.
He called you to say, man, your movie, I wish you would have had bigger guns.
We should have done something better.
So
love
stupid.
your movie. Should have done this better.
Yeah. Diggity Dave with your fucking stupid fucking Rick hair.
Oh my god, dude.
What's wrong?
Retrospect is 2020, isn't that what they say? Retrograde is 2020.
Right. Yep. Retrograde is 2020. That's the saying. That's definitely the saying.
Retrograde is 2020, man.
All right, let's keep going. I don't know what that means.
Holmes, the so-called Batman massacre. I guess he's just the crazy nut now. But now we've learned that he has DARPA connections in his past. Let's just go over these real quick. In fact, they go all the way back to his grandfather. James Holmes was one of 6 recipients of the National Institutes of Health Neuroscience Training Grant at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus in Denver. That was found by Wayne Madsen. The medical campus is recently decommissioned site for the U.S. Army's Fitzsimmons Army Medical Center and is named after Philip Anschutz, the billionaire Christian fundamentalist oil and railroad tycoon. Furthermore, Holmes also worked as a research assistant intern at the Salk Institute of the University of California at San Diego. Now, he did this in high school. And the Salk Institute teamed up with DARPA, Columbia University, the University of California at San Francisco, and the University of Wisconsin, Wake Forest, and the candy bar company Mars to prevent fatigue and combat troops through enhanced use of a blood-flowing, dilating antioxidant flavanol found in cocoa. So they made this magic chocolate that would keep troops going all the time. And so there's your first DARPA connection. The second one, in addition, James's father, Dr. Robert Holmes, worked for the San Diego-based HNC Software Incorporated, a company that worked with DARPA to develop chronic neural networks that enable machines to translate oral and visual stimuli and stimulate human thinking. But it doesn't stop there. The Holmes family appears to have deep connections to the military-industrial complex. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Holmes, grandfather of James Holmes, was a Turkish language graduate of the Army Language School, and later the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California, the same installation, incidentally, where alleged 9/11 hijacker Saeed Aladmi
friend who went there.
supposedly trained. So you got all these deep DARPA connections with James Holmes. You see him in court. His eyes are bugging out of his skull. He looks totally detached from reality. Nobody seems to be questioning that, at least in the mainstream media. Everybody else is wondering, what's this guy on? But, of course, there's nothing there.
So your friend went to DARPA school or whatever?
No, the language school.
Oh, foreigner.
No. She's from Cicero or Central Square.
Chicago?
No, Cicero, New York.
Yeah,
fool. She's from there.
Cicero, Illinois.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways. An era of Facebook and Twitter, there's virtually nothing posted by or about James Holmes online. He is largely a man of mystery, but it's also very clear over the last few months, as his life was in crisis, he began to make plans for his attack. He moved to Colorado last fall and came across as a quiet and easygoing college student. But it was a different Jim Holmes who showed up at this San Diego pawn shop over the last few months, asking for tips about firing a gun.
I immediately recognized him when I saw his picture. My first words out of my mouth was, "Oh my God, he looks very familiar."
Last night, neighbors at his Aurora apartment building heard loud techno music blaring around midnight from his room, with the recorded sounds of gunshots.
Knowing that I almost opened the door to his apartment and then I was banging on that door and, thank God that he wasn't there.
And then Holmes apparently attempted to make himself into the Joker character of the Batman series, according to a briefing given to the New York police commissioner.
He had his hair painted red. He said he was the Joker.
It was over the last few months that Holmes, who was Phi Beta Kappa in college, saw his academic and career dreams collapse as he began to withdraw from a PhD program in neuroscience at the University of Colorado. This was Holmes just 6 years ago, called Jimmy, a clean-cut, 5'11" high school senior in San Diego. He had been a member of the junior varsity soccer team.
He was just quiet.
When Holmes' mother, a psychiatric nurse, was first contacted at her San Diego home this morning, she did not seem surprised that something had happened. "You've got the right person," she told ABC News. "I've got to call the police." Today, his father, Robert, left the family home in San Diego under police protection to fly to Denver. In Colorado, police continue to search Holmes' apartment, which was described as elaborately booby-trapped with chemicals and incendiary devices. And authorities fear tonight he may have rigged similar booby traps in the university buildings where he took his classes. And Diane, late tonight we got word from our Denver affiliate that Holmes told police he was so calm because he had taken a dose of painkiller.
They got answers for everything.
Strong painkillers.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
People who knew him in elementary school, where he grew up in North.
Bro, I gotta pause for a second. What do you think?
Do you know anybody who's taken Vicodin recreationally, by any chance?
Yeah.
Does it make you out of it?
Makes you fucking pass out.
Maybe after a lot, but I've known people in the past who've
I've taken
Vicodin.
it when I was on my ACL, and I guess it'll make you loopy, yeah.
Okay.
Why? What do you think?
They said he made him calm. He was so calm because he took a bunch of Vicodin.
Oh, it doesn't make you calm.
It makes. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't think
it makes you calm.
It's not a Valium. A Valium would make you calm, right?
It doesn't make you up, but it makes you.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, maybe. I don't.
I mean, maybe. Okay, here we go. He's got some friends. How about that?
Southern California. We've gone back that far, Wolf, because the picture we've gotten of Holmes so far has been pretty slim. His former classmates telling CNN this guy was hardly the loner everybody's describing now in Colorado, but they do admit he was one of the smartest kids in the class.
He excelled in academics. He was top of the class. And even back then, he was ahead of every student academically, and his intelligence, you could tell it was ahead of every student at that time. He was pretty normal. He wasn't a loner, as like I've heard him depicted later, but yeah, he was always with kids. He got along well with everybody.
Wolf, I can imagine anybody along the line who knew James Holmes or interacted with him is probably having that same doubt in their mind. Is there anything they saw, anything they could have done along the way that could have sparked them to call authorities? Wolf?
The picture I see emerging, correct me if I'm wrong, Drew, because you've been doing some major investigating in all of this, that he may have been relatively normal, pretty normal, at least until he arrived in Colorado. Is that what you're learning?
It seems to be, and it seems to be centered around this elite neuroscience program he was involved with, which is why it's been frustrating for me and for many reporters to get such little information out of the University of Colorado's medical school to see exactly how he was behaving, though a source with information related to his academic career there, Wolf, is confirming to CNN that he did score poorly on that oral exam on June 7th. That was just 3 days before he told the school he was withdrawing. But again, the information has been pretty slim. What we've been trying to do, though, is just try to get a composite picture of James Holmes and try to pinpoint exactly where it was that, you know, it's not a scientific term, but where he may have snapped. And I think we'll be learning that later. The chancellor at the school actually told me yesterday that kind of information will only emerge in court.
Do you see what I mean?
What are you thinking, bud? That's usually what you say to me. What are you
thinking, bud?
What are you thinking, bud?
What are you thinking? It's bullshit.
Oh.
Right?
It's cut and dry, I guess, yeah.
Is it not?
Way to put some stank on it when you say it.
Is it not?
It seems
bullshit?
pretty fucked up. I didn't know he was from San Diego.
I didn't know that either.
I guess if you had to move to San Diego to Aurora, you might snap too.
Maybe, probably.
You know?
Most likely.
Yeah.
It's all that
elevation.
Yeah, there you go. That's what
I got you, bud.
Thanks, man. You saved my life.
So many times. Over.
And there is a teenage neighbor who's known him his entire life, and he thinks that James Holmes was set up.
I'm pissed. That's it. I'm mad.
Scam.
You know, I don't feel like he did it. You know, I felt like it was a scam or something, but you know, it's just overwhelming.
If you make any statements that can be used against you.
The Denver shooting suspect James Holmes, who's 24, appears in court for the first time.
Any plea you make must be voluntary, not the result of any undue influence or coercion. Typically, you have a right to be advised of the charges. You have a right to be advised of the charges. The duty judge has made a preliminary determination of probable cause to believe you're committed the offense of first-degree murder, which is a Class 1 felony under Colorado law. Ordinarily, individuals are entitled to bail. Given the nature of the charges, you are currently being held on a no-bond hold. You also have a right to have a jury trial and preliminary hearing to determine whether there's probable cause.
That dude is on some fucking drugs, or he is completely gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody right.
Yeah.
To believe that you're the person that committed the offense.
He reportedly keeps asking what's going on and claims to be suffering from amnesia with no memory whatsoever of the shooting. He's also belly aching about prison food and some days reportedly doesn't eat at all.
What's up?
None.
Hmm?
He said explosive. I thought he was going to say follow that with diarrhea, but I was wrong.
You were probably almost right. All right.
Explosive courtroom outburst that took place. And I'm going to go right to this right now, okay? This is out of Aurora, Colorado, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to play this again. You ready? Listen to this. Now, what's very interesting about that? Okay, what is very, very interesting about that? This is at the trial of the Aurora, Colorado Batman shooter trial. I guess maybe in the penalty phase. Is that
James
correct?
Holmes, yes.
James Holmes. Okay. So basically, she shouts out, "Don't kill him!" The courtroom outburst got a woman kicked out during the shooting trial. Okay. And you just heard her voice, and you probably didn't understand it because I didn't understand it the first time I heard it, but somebody transcribed. This is what she said. "He's wrong, because mental illness is everything. I'm the biological mother. She's a surrogate. They took him away from me." And then, and it says unintelligible, "because I know they had mental illness." Unintelligible. "My family's full of FBI. He's got," and then it was unintelligible again. Women continue screaming, "Don't kill him. Don't kill him. It's not his fault." Now, you would normally, and I'm sure everyone is thinking, "Oh, she's just crazy," and they allowed some crazy chick to get in the room. Right. Why is the FBI thrown out there? Why is she saying that she's the mother of this guy? And why are we talking about the mental illness piece? And where did this woman go? We knew where this Batman shooter came from. Straight up MK Ultra.
Sure.
Just look in his eyes, right?
Yeah.
That guy was just all wound up to go do what he's going to do, especially when you see Barack Obama saying, "Let's take away everyone's guns."
Yeah.
Right afterwards. Right?
Can I add something real quick? I have an update on the story.
Yes.
The woman that did the outburst today went in front of a judge. She was held in contempt, and she was sentenced to 3 weeks in jail.
Oh, really? In contempt of court, huh?
And no doubt she'll get all kinds of psychological screening.
Oh, they'll have her on pharmaceuticals.
Sure they will.
Yeah, absolutely.
When she says, "My family's full of FBI," and then she says, "He's got," I listened to it pretty closely. She said, "He's got something," she says, "in his blood." Yeah, you can hear her say that. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting that she did that today.
Would you love to do a jailhouse interview with her?
All right, so this is a picture during the Dark Knight Rises movie. All right.
Yep, I'm listening.
The top is a map of Sandy Hook, and the bottom is the actual film, and in the middle there is a promotional poster that came out before the movie came out, a year before the movie came out. Now, the promotional poster was released a year to the exact day that the Sandy Hook shooting happened.
Help lead me down this path, buddy, because I'm...
Oh, okay. So the promotional poster came out.
Yeah.
And a year later, after this promotional poster came out, the Sandy Hook shooting happened. If you look at the city down here near the bottom of the poster, it says Sandy Hook. That's the name of the city, is Sandy Hook. And the map looks exactly like the city of Sandy Hook. We showed you this in the Sandy Hook episode too.
What?
Yeah. And a year later, from this actual poster coming out, the Sandy Hook shooting happens. And in the movie, what's his name? Gary Oldman points and says there's going to be a shooting, or there's going to be a disaster, or there's going to be something. And he points at the map where Sandy Hook is.
No shit.
During the movie. Yeah. I'll try to find the clip and put it in.
This is a satellite image of Sandy Hook Elementary School. According to Google Earth, it actually exists and is located in Newtown, Connecticut. Therefore, I consider it confirmed that the school exists in Newtown, Connecticut. This is a fictional map of Gotham City. It was created by persons unknown, but the prop master for the Dark Knight Rises movie lived in Newtown, Connecticut. This map appears in the movie The Dark Knight Rises at approximately 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 41 seconds. Also, various media outlets have reported receiving these maps as promotional material for the film. The Gotham that appears on this map is not real. It does not exist anywhere on Earth. On the Gotham map appears an island. The map labels this island as Sandy Hook, and the circled area here is Strike Point 1. Or maybe this other area is Strike Point 1. Or maybe they both are, I don't know. I have oriented the map of Google Earth to 0 degrees north. I centered Sandy Hook Elementary School in Google Earth and viewed it from an altitude of 23,326 feet, which puts the map's scale at 1 mile and 1 foot, about the same as the Gotham map, plus 1 foot. Sorry, but I got too frustrated trying to get it any more precise. After resizing the Gotham map so that the scales were identical, I placed the red strike zone circle over Sandy Hook. Here is the result. Interestingly, the highways line up a little bit, giving us similar features on two different maps. Both are of a place called Sandy Hook. One is fictional, one is real. Where one says Strike Zone 1, the other was the location of a school shooting. A lot of people want to say that this is too much to be a coincidence, and come to many conclusions about the meaning. I prefer just to enjoy a good coincidence for what it is. There have been some people who have lined up another circle with the residence owned by Nancy Lanza, the gunman's mother and first victim. For those who want to try it, the address is 36 Uganda Street, Sandy Hook, Connecticut. In any case, I was not able to obtain the same result without reorienting and rescaling the map, and such a method can allow for any two geographical locations to end up circle. Duh.
That's
but it might
fucking
get
weird.
copyrighted out. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, bro. Everything's fucking planned and staged and bullshit, dude. So that is all I have. What is your final thing? Do you think that this was just an awful psychopath that decided to go shoot up a theater? Or do you think he was MK Ultra and
buddy. I thoroughly believe. I mean, if you don't believe in MK Ultra by now, for the love of God, it's been documented many, many times. Our government has actually released a lot of this shit, even though they probably didn't want to. You just have to want to go find it. Our government uses brainwashing techniques on. There's a long. We went through it already, but yes, I believe
episode 9. I believe.
Yeah, if you want to learn a little bit about MK Ultra and how cool our government is to us, they're just some rascals. Our government's just a bunch of rascals. They're doing rascally things.
Yeah.
So MK Ultra, I could 100% see it. And there's always an agenda, right? There's always an agenda.
Thanks to Barack Hussein Obama.
Well, it started long before that. But anyways,
if
you believe
way before him.
If you believe our government cares about us.
I just meant the gun grab was heavily started with Obama. But it started before then.
Yeah. 100%.
He kicked it up a notch with, Anyway.
Alrighty. What was that? What was that?
He got his pound of flesh.
No, what was that guy's name? Let's kick it up a notch. Bam. The chef there. What was his name?
The guy that's a Raider fan, Guy Fieri.
No, the
Hell's Kitchen guy.
No, that's Gordon Ramsay.
Kate would be able to tell you. I don't know.
The guy before him, the Italian guy, kind of looked like Mario Luigi combined.
Oh, the guy that was killed by Obama.
No.
Anthony Bourdain.
Nope.
Oh, well, he was killed by Obama.
The hell was his name?
All right.
Anyways, if you know his name, put it in the comments below.
All right, bud. So, James Holmes was set up, right?
Yeah.
I need to hear you say it.
I want to speak his name.
You will say it.
Yeah, it's 100% MK Ultra. Sure.
All right, bud. Godspeed.
Godspeed.
You've reached the offices of the Godspeed podcast. We are currently closed. Please leave your information and someone will return your call within 24 business days. Thank you.
Batman has been more than a character to me. He's been like my whole life. He's been a part of my life since I was young. And he's been a guidance, he's been a prominent figure in my life. When I was younger, my life was hell. I was bullied a lot, judged for who I was, because I didn't know how I had Asperger's, but I was judged a lot. And then the character was I felt the character be more of a guidance for me, because every time I was down or upset, I would go to the comics, and he was like teaching me lessons. It taught me lessons on how to live my life, to how to further my life as a whole.